happened here?
It wasn't accidental. They killed themselves in shifts. And then there's this. Sacrifice is redemption.
The minute someone mentioned sacrifice or redemption, I smell cult.
What was the most important change for you in terms of bringing it from, obviously, like the story it was inspired by to the version we see on screen?
Yeah. The book was much more about the father-daughter relationship and a little less about the cult side of things. Like the cult was this sort of like tantalizing layer that was alluded to, but you never went full bore into, you know, the ins and the outs of it. And so, you know, I love the father-daughter relationship, but I really wanted to, like, you know, bring that backdrop right out, the you know, all the sinisterness and the psychological warfare. So, yeah.
What do you admire most about your character?
Well, I love that every character I play is smarter than me, so I get to pretend that I'm more highly educated than I am. But I love the world that he's from, and I thought the location, the setting was really, really cool and interesting.
What do I admire most about Nina? Her perseverance, I think. I like her perseverance, and I like her strength. I do feel she's a lonely person, but I like that she keeps trying.
What is the most absurd line item that you had to approve for this film?
The most absurd line item? Probably a load of very strange German magazines that were about collectivism and cultism in the 1970s. I think we spent about 300 euros on those.
You're on a list for sure. I heard you say, yeah.
I'm on an FBI watch list somewhere, 100%.
Emotionally, what was the most challenging part of making the film?
Well, I guess, you know, the notion that your daughter is under threat, and to work with Sadie in that regard, she was just such a joy, and she's just got such a great energy, and I loved all the scenes that I got to play with her, and Sylvia Hoeks as well, she's such an amazing actress, and just really smart. So I was really spoiled.
Oof. I mean, it was it was a very high emotion shoot. There was a lot of on-screen, you know, angst and tears, and it was, yeah, it had quite an intense energy about it, I would say. It's an intense subject, so yeah.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything. I wanted to name a moment which has to do with fire, but but
the answer too as well.
that is the answer. There was a scene that was very emotional, where she cannot escape something that'll happen to her, and that was a very tough scene to play.
Were you more of a rebellious teen or a rule follower?
I was a bit of a troublemaker. I try to make kids laugh in the classroom. Was my downfall. It sometimes worked in my favour. Try to make teachers laugh as well. That always was a bonus, but didn't get into too much trouble.
I was a really good teen. I gave my parents almost no problems until I discovered a little bit more freedom later on, and then I was a bit naughty and went to some nightclubs, but mainly a good boy.
I was a bit of both. I think my mother would say I was, you know, a nightmare, an utter nightmare. But, you know, I didn't want to get thrown out of school, so, you know.
Not really. I just skipped school a lot. You know, that was okay. You can't do that anymore, I heard. So I got lucky in the days when I was young.
Mazzy. I missed you so much.
What chapter are you on?
It doesn't really work like that. It's interesting. Even you'd find it interesting. I'm trying to break out of the theoretical side of life.
We are desperate for your insight.
Everyone wants reassurance that this is not a missed pattern.
Kids are totally isolated. They're all predators just waiting for them.
Don't talk to strangers.